Let's talk to Luke in Iowa. Hey, Luke, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hi. Yeah, I was just curious. I've heard you guys endorse open borders before, and I'm trying to wrap my head around it. And I was just curious,
boy, you brought up
what
a big
benefit do you see, with the state of the world today? What benefit do you see to open borders?
Well, thanks for that question, but I just have to say before we get started, Luke, you brought up a big topic in the last 2 minutes of the show, so we'll do our best to be succinct, but if we don't answer your question, feel free to call back anytime. We're on 7 nights a week, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
No doubt about it. But
so benefits of open borders, Mark.
Openborders.org suggests that there will be a doubling of the world's GDP, one-time doubling of the world's GDP by opening the borders. Because currently, people who are non-productive, because their governments won't essentially allow them to be productive, won't give them the means to productivity, are unable to work. They can move to areas where they can be productive, and that productivity will enter into the marketplace and benefit everybody. A doubling of the world GDP. That is an incredible offer that is on the table for people around the world.
Yeah, don't forget when people immigrate to an area, they are not just making stuff to sell, but they also are consumers. They need food, shelter, all the basic stuff, entertainment.
It will also pressure governments around the world to be more liberty-oriented, to respect
to treat
human
their
freedoms.
citizens better. I mean, if you can't leave a marriage, if you can't get away from an abusive spouse, what are you going to do about it? But if you have the freedom to leave, then you're going to get treated better.
Yeah, and even the laws in the books for legally coming in and getting a job are decades old and way behind the times. You have to pretty much, for someone to come and get a legitimate job with, say, a company like Google, say a great programmer from Canada or something, they have to lie about, or they have to massage, their job title, because NAFTA
doesn't include computer programmers.
Yeah, it only has 63 jobs on it, and it was made like in the 50s and 60s, and none of this stuff exists. So, I mean, the laws themselves that are on the books for legally getting in here are way behind the times, to say nothing of open borders.
Mm-hmm.
So now, but many of the jobs in America are based on our natural resources, our abundant natural resources. Now, wouldn't this include a draining of the natural resources of America?
But the natural resources of the United States are being outsourced all the time. I mean, wood's being sent all over the world. Oil's, the United States is consuming oil. There's no doubt about it.
I would say there's a lot
here.
of intellectual job creation, computer programming and software.
You don't own any natural resources other than what's sitting under your plot of land. The fact that other people own it, it's irrelevant to you what their citizenship is.
Luke, thank you so much for calling. We're out of time for tonight, but please feel welcome to call anytime again so we can talk more about this. It's been me, Stephanie.
And Brian.
And Mark.
freetalklive.com. See you next time.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.